Well, sometimes you wake up to that. It's okay with me. Just right across the front door. Yeah, it was getting kind of bad out there, so it's nice to see the big machine out there, programmed by fellows with foresight and vision. Not so much, huh? You used to kind of think that, but that's not so true. There he is. Oh, that's got to go. That tall grass. Living in the tall cotton. Well, that ain't so true. It's kind of messy and buggy and snaky, and groundhogs and ticks and all kind of junk lives out there, and field mice. It's kind of fun watching the birds pick out the mice sometimes. That's kind of fun to watch them. But anyway, well, I'm glad to see that. Speaking of the Spitfire, here is the original carburetor, Zenith Stromberg CD, what is that, a 150? Yeah, I think that's a 1.5. And so there it is. I cleaned it up a long time ago with no intention of emission control systems. Well, good. Boy, that is one piece of business there. So you can see why I went to a Weber. And so you know where I keep this, of course. Of course, there's my kitchen sink, and I keep it right there on my. Oh, there you go. Isn't that pretty up there? And you always got to have a compass in your kitchen, and a mortise and pestle. So it's just a little bit of my stuff there. But I thought since we were doing Spitfire, I would do the original Spitfire carburetor. And there's where she lives, right there. Well, let's turn the lights on. I'm not going to get a whole lot done today that's going to be real big, but I'm hoping to get a lot of little things done. So here is the head after spending the night in the ultrasonic cleaner here. I got it heating up for other stuff. Look at this. I mean, whoa. Let's see what this looks like in a minute. Hang with me. So let's take a look at this thing. Let's grab a razor blade. I think my grandfather had those, whatever they did. I remember those when I was a little boy, keeping stuff in them. But let's see what it does with the carbon. Look at that, it just comes right off. Well, you know, ooh, look at that stuff. It just peels off. For that, this is a really good opportunity for some surface rust if you're not careful. I guess I could have pulled that off. And, well, maybe it pulls off easier because I didn't left it on there. So I can see a Roloc disc in my future. And let's just take a look and see what this carbon does. It just flakes right off. That's going to be great. Whoa, it just comes off in chunks. So let me tell you what's in my ultrasonic. It's Aussie juice, and it just eats everything off. Man, that is incredible. Yeah, we're going to be powder coating this old girl here, and I'm going to go ahead and take these studs out. So that's quite amazing. The carbon just comes right out of it. So that that can only mean one thing. These things. Well, let's get them all. Oh, there's a little one on there. I've got some of these brushes, so we're going to be doing cleaning out here. Don't think I'm going to be using that one. We'll put that one right back. Okay, let's clean this thing up and powder coat it. Look at all the carbon just coming off. I do want to know your opinion on that thing. My hands are kind of clammy. I've been cleaning parts. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
I'm kind of sweaty.
That's all right.
It's real hot in here to me. It probably ain't real hot in here to you. You going for the goatee look, or is there something there? That was good. I like that.
Oh, well, well,
Yeah.
I do this occasionally, then it gets itchy and I shave it off.
You're not going to take my girlfriend's mascara and color it in, are you?
Yes, I did do that, didn't I? When you're old, you want to look young. When you're young, you want to look old.
No, you never did anything like, ooh, big spider. Not anymore.
With a Sharpie one time, I drew me, in junior high school, I drew these mutton chop sideburns on my face. And
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay. Look, you look like Unknown Henson or Elvis Presley or something. So yeah, pick up the manifold. That's pretty good steel, isn't it?
that, Chief.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Pretty welds.
Yeah, I know.
And those nice bends. Oh.
Yeah. You don't dent up my new muffler. See what I mean
Those
about
are
the
some
large...
mufflins.
Yeah, mufflins. Shockeys go up and down. We used to, when I worked at Auto Works, we had to go to classes and about how shocks worked and stuff like that. And you know, all I do is take them off and put them on. You know, I don't really need, I know how they work. There's a piston in there. But yes.
So, well, we got this,
The
then
header.
that one, then that one, then that one.
I think this is going to be out the tail.
Right.
That's the last piece. This thing has like a hole in the frame. The frame comes together like an X, and then there's a welded panel, and then you got to whatever gets you through there. Whatever gets
you do, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, that's very true. I said that the other day on the Bonneville. So anyway, this is the little parts pack you get, and it comes with all the. It kind of makes you feel bad. You hope you don't need that much exhaust joining compound, and so that's what took forever to get. Okay, well that's enough of that. So let me take him around here slow and. All right, Sheriff. Well, that was a nice visit. There he goes. So that's his 97 Lexus, and it's got one L on it. It's got one Lunar, so about 260 something thousand. So anyway, nice to have him here. Distracted me from everything I was doing, thank goodness, because I needed a nice distraction. It's good to have a visitor now and then. So let me get back there to. I'm gonna take this with me. Told him he's gonna be doing that up at the farm. You're gonna need to make it so you don't have to go to town so often. And it's not like, you know, city folk. So yeah, there's a head I'm working on. I'm trying to get ahead here. All right. I know y'all might think this looks crazy, but it works. So this, I've been cleaning on this head. This is going to go through more extensive work than I thought, but we're going to go in there. I have taped the head off. The only thing you're going to see is, of course, at the spark plugs and right here, and you might see a little bit around where the water pump goes. I've been cleaning. I used my soapy water, everything. I pulled out every weapon I had. And I actually drove out one of the guides just for fun. I'm just going to end up having to do that. I know that for a fact. So what color powder coat? Well, there's only really one color. So you'll see it in just a second. Let's see if I can make these shots matte. Okay, she's in the oven. Let's turn her up a little bit. And that's got to sit for a long time. 385. I'd say that's going to need a full 40 minutes. Because that's thick stuff in there. And start. Okay. So it didn't make too bad of a mess. And that's all I'm going to have to. Well, I got this other part in the ultrasonic. I'm usually pretty good at this. Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. All right, so let's see what this turned out looking like. And don't get your welding gloves wet. You will regret that. Ooh, hot. Oh, that's pretty good. I was worried about it on the anodized thing, but it looks like it's okay. So I'm gonna, looks worse in there than it is, trust me. All right, let me get that going and ultrasonic and some. Water's plenty hot enough. This water pump housing is a piece of work. If you have a leak right here, it's because there's a casting line right here, and I've spent a good amount of time filing around this thing. There's one on both sides, and it's designed to leak. I mean, it is bad. So just be careful around your lip right there, and just kind of go around and try to get it as good as you can. But that thing was protruding like that seam was terrible. A leak designed to happen. Surprised it didn't leak before. So if you take it off, just address that. The sun is sinking low in the southwesterly sky. Let's take a look at my decarbonization efforts. I'll show you the piston that's different here in a minute. So you want them to look like that. I remember this now. It looks like somebody has been beaten on that thing. I don't think that's true. It could be pre-ignition a little bit, but we're not changing them, of course. So how you do that? Well, I use denatured alcohol. If I was sponsored by WD-40, I might say them. WD-40 is so useful in this application, but I don't find it to be a great cleaner. But I mean, it's okay, I guess. Denatured alcohol seems to be better, and then I'm just sucking up the carbon with my little vacuum here, and I'm using the cut-up Scotch-Brite pad method. Now that I did learn from the humble mechanic, and he's good. I like him fine. I just don't do Volkswagen stuff. But generally, at this point, everything applies. So let's go back to our show back there and see how the powder coating's coming along. That head takes a long time to get hot, and you got to take it real slow because you don't want to, warp it. So, just don't, if you're going to do this, just do it carefully. I wanted to show this because I've mentioned this a few times. So I got everything decarbonized. So you'll see down in there, you can see stand part maybe to the left, and the little black arrow pointing right there. And number 2, I always thought it was number 2 that was different, but it's not. See that one a little better. And then number 4, same thing. But number 3 is a different piston. See, it actually has front stamped on it. It says standard. So this engine's never been bored out. So she sure is a whole lot cleaner. And I took my plastic razor and went around the tops and got the carbon off the top. And so I got to do that for the middle two, for 2 and 3. And then I'm going to spray her down and call it almost done, because I got some proceedings in the oven over here. Whew, man, sweating like a horse. It's so hot out here. Takes me forever to acclimate to this stuff. Yeah, it's 83, and that's about all I can stand. Okay, well let's take a look at this. That is Rally Silver, and it's pretty good stuff. And so I just kind of wanted to tone that down a little bit, so but yet seal it. So that's got to sit there overnight and cool off. I don't want to mess with it hot. And 15 minutes to see the final attraction here, and then we'll call this one a day. Since I had time from powder coating to cool down a little bit, I've got these. Oh, it's kind of getting dark in here. I got these tools that hold dies, and I've mentioned these before. And boy, I tell you what, if you can't get the handle in there, I mean, just look at that. That is just beautiful. It just, I forgot where I got them. I wish I would have. I figured the part number of the manufacturer would be on there, but they they come in this kit, and it's the last time I'm going to talk about them, but these are so flippin' handy. And see, one's out in the field. It's over here getting ready to work on Bonnie. See, it goes, it just says wear eye protection number 7, and they kind of got like a rubber thing in there, and you slip them on there, and then you got 3/8 drive. Groovy cool is what that is. Well, I guess maybe I should do it like this, because there is the way that goes on the car. But I thought blue was good, and look at that. I believe that is really helpful. That is going to be good. And then there's the tape you end up with. So that's it for today. I gotta tell you, I'm beat, so let's just go in. And that's just called Mirror Blue, one of the many colors that I have here. So I think that's going to look great. And so we're going to let that cool off before I go up. And we've seen the head. I took the tap and tapped out all the head stud holes, and sprayed them with WD-40, sucked them out, and got all the filthy carbon out of everything. There's big stains of carbon on the floor there. So we're going to call it a night. And the only thing I would tell you is remember that the engine rotates this way, clockwise, so don't run it backwards, just, with your wrench or anything. Got to clean up tools tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be putting a head gasket on with my special medicine, and we will hope that we will have no oil leak. So thanks to Mick for coming by. Mick made a very nice comment. I was showing him back here, and he noticed, like Mick notices, Mick is a noticer. He said, you know what? It's nice to be able to have several projects all around and not necessarily have to put your tools away. And he said, you got all your line wrenches here and everything. And let me pull this down in case a bird gets in here. And so that's true. I don't really need to put up every single time. So that's kind of a nice thing. I've thought of that a few times, but never really said it. So if you can, just get extra tools, and kind of makes it a little easier on you. And anyway, all right. That's it for today. Give me the old thumbs up. Did you forget the like button? Try not to do that. I appreciate you all doing that and spending time with me. And I'm going to check that head again tomorrow. So, one loose end before I go. I remembered I had actually a note about this, having to put 2 gaskets there. That header is somewhat problematic, and it is not as straight as you may think it is. And I also remembered that I had to make that little spacer piece right here to get the little dog ears level on the hold downs. So I know I'm speaking to the choir here. So that I did kind of remember all that. I never had any leaks out of it, and people double gasket now and then. It's not an unheard of event. And and this is a little tiny engine. So anyway, we'll talk tomorrow. I doubt I'll have any parts tomorrow. I'll probably just come down here and clean up and see if there's anything else I need to deal with. Hey, I could powder coat those, couldn't I? Powder coat those some other color. I don't know. As I go through here and clean, I see stuff like that, and I figure I can fix it up. These are all going to be hitting the parts bin, those head bolts. And they are, some of them are longer than others. So I hope that that's reckoned for on, I don't know why, they're just a little bit different, but I guess that's just the way they designed it. Save metal, I guess. I guess that was the point. Okay. Bye-bye.